also New Year. And you can see beside me, of course, the decoration for Christmas, but that's not the business. The business is what is happen in the world of news. Before I bounce back to give you the details of the news, let's first take a look at the headlines. Coming up in news headlines tonight, 29 learners graduate and empower her project at Koboko Technical Institute. Journalist tax on professionalism ahead of 2026 general election. And UNMA to establish weather forecast station in Nairobi district. Details about this in NILE News. Welcome back. Now straight into the details of the news. We are starting it from Koboko Municipality, as a total of 29 learners with 12 refugees and 17 hosts have graduated both in tailoring and garment cutting, not forgetting hairdressing and Empower Her project implemented by Community Empowerment Rehabilitation Initiative for Development in South Serid. Out of 135 learners that have graduated at Koboko Technical Institute on Saturday, 14th of December 2024. Take a look at the story. A total of 29 learners with 12 refugees and 17 hosts have graduated both in tailoring and garment cutting, hairdressing and Empower Her project implemented by Community Empowerment Rehabilitation Initiative for Development in South Serid. Out of 135 learners that have graduated at Koboko Technical Institute on Saturday, 14th of December 2024. Empower Her project focuses on empowering vulnerable women and girls for life skills in West Nile region, with funding from Women's Peace and Humanitarian Fund, with technical support from UN Women under the umbrella of SERID that unites, transforms and develops the community by promoting and empowering them for self-reliance and sustainable development. Additionally, the graduates have been provided with startup tools, machines and raw materials such as singers, hair dryers, shampoos, among others by the organization. Aria Lillian, one of the beneficiaries and the refugee who has graduated in hairdressing, says before this initiative of Empower Her project, life was hard for her, but now after acquiring the skills, she will be able to transform.
Today we have graduated and we have got a lot of things from SERID, like at school here. Like for me, I'm doing hairdressing, even how to hold that hair there. But right now, at least I can plait. I can plait hair. I can get something like a little man I can get. Because before, life has been hard for me. I am not educated. So things were hard for me. So I want to educate my children. I don't want my children to be like me. So I want to educate my children, but I have no way. So I thank this organization, SERID, plus this one, UN, I thank.
Similarly, Scovia Sakada, here an impaired 21-year-old graduate and a single mother who has excelled in tailoring and garment cutting, appreciates the organization for this initiative, therefore says this will help her to support herself and the kid.
Learning this course is one thing and perfecting it is another thing. Therefore, the reason why I went for this course is because I'm a single mother who dropped from school, and I have a child who needed my support. And I am one person who cannot support this child that I have. Appreciations to SERID because after gaining this skill, I'm able, and I know that I will open my own job and I will support my child in more special school and other things. Thank you so much.
Meanwhile, Eraku Basir, Programs Coordinator with SERID, highlights the public with what they have offered for the beneficiaries and further appreciates the organization and the funders.
For the graduates, we have given them gifts as part of their effort to this project here. Secondly, we also have startup kits for for the learners. What we are going to give them is to help them at least become self-reliant. Special thank goes to Women, Peace and Humanitarian Fund with the technical support from UN Women for funding us under this Empower Her project, which is to enable safety, security and mental well-being of urban, include persons with disability in West Nile.
Moso Lomo Christopher, Assistant Town Clerk for Koboko North Division, expresses his gratitude for the brilliant initiative and appreciates SERID too, since communities always feel their impacts.
So under this Empower Her project, they train communities in many activities, including distribution of startup kits as we saw today. So as stakeholders, we are very happy that SERID is one of our key partners that performs, and we have seen the impact on the people. People's voices and the faces are very happy. You can see in the background, as even they were distributing, as they were graduating, you can see that they were very happy and they look empowered with these kids.
Okonzi Gilbert, Principal Koboko Technical Institute, urges the graduates not to sell their startup tools, but rather make use of them.
My heart will appeal. Please, when you see those tools, don't sell them. Don't. As a matter of fact, a cow, I was telling them that we are going to do serious follow-up. We are going to do serious follow-up. If you keep the tools in that, we will remove them. If you sell, we can ask you to pay. So please let us not sell these toolkits. Let us make use of these toolkits. I know the organization, the partners have spent a lot of money in procuring these toolkits.
SERID is a non-governmental organization that came into existence in 2017, and this year marks their inaugural graduation of the learners in skills training under Empower Her project at Koboko Technical Institute. In West Nile region, it operates in Koboko, Yumbe and in Arua City. Oraku Benson Pastore, West Nile Television Nilecast. Moving forward and coming to Arua City, as the period to 2026 general election approaches, coupled with its related challenges, journalists have been tasked to uphold professionalism and ethical reporting because of the critical role they play in the society. Farsi Majid compiles the story.
As the period to the 2026 general elections are coupled with its related challenges, journalists in Arua City have been asked to uphold professionalism and ethical reporting because of the critical role they play in the society. This call was made by Owen Erima, the team leader at UDRAFT, a local organization during training of journalists from Arua City, about fact-finding of fake news from genuine reporting. And this follows threats of misinformation and disinformation, among other forms of fake news.
As far as the political electoral period that is approaching is concerned, it's always very tempting for journalists because politicians always keep pushing and pushing for coverage, and sometimes journalists are faced with multiple challenges as far as finances, as far as delayed payments. These are some of the general journalism challenges in this country, but the onus is on us. We would really encourage professionalism, adhere to the professional code of conduct. We've had very successful journalism countries in this journalism stories in this country, journalists who have stood true to the ethics and to their profession. They have succeeded in this profession. Some of them are now working for reputable international organizations. Standing for the truth sometimes is very hard, but we really encourage you to stand for it. You can never go wrong with the truth, and at the end of the day, there's always a reward for you.
Some of the journalists from Arua City who attended the training said this about the exercise.
Issues with disinformation, misinformation, and also spreading false information is actually in today's journalism or today's world, it's rampant, and this has great impact not only to you as journalists who loses credibility, but also misleading the community when you spread these informations. And to me, what I learned so much is actually how best to package your information. Before you send any message or information in the media that you use to spread this information, you need to verify the information before sharing it.
To me, this training has come timely because of the situation we are going through. Both information people sending via social media and the information people of course send out there. For me, I think we have learned a lot. Personally, as me, I learned a lot just because of the situation why everyone wants to nowadays send me information.
I know this is going to transform our life, especially in this election time that we are approaching. You know, the number of issues that we've learned here on fact finding, and also now you can differentiate fake news and the good one, let me just say like that. But I believe that this training is genuine for us, and we need to put it in our daily practice.
Owen Erima, the team leader at UDraft, further asked the journalists who had the opportunity of attending the training to extend the knowledge to the rest of their colleagues.
Okay, so first of all, we want to, as UDraft, we want to apologize that we could not have every journalist in this training, and like we said, we are a very small organization, but our impact is really being felt. We believe in the impact that we give out, and we are growing. We could only manage to accommodate a few of you. So before I actually respond to that, I would like to appeal to those that were in this training that you act as ambassadors to what you have already learned. Reach out to your colleagues. We would like you to share this information that you've learned on your social media platforms, but of course when you go back to your newsrooms, have some time to interact with your colleagues and share with them.
The one-day training equipped journalists with skills of differentiating fake news from genuine news, where the journalists were also asked to uphold professionalism in the work they do, since they play a crucial role of connecting to the masses. Farish Majid, reporting for West Nile TV, Nalcast.
Moving forward with tonight's news, now jetting to Greater Madi region, particularly in Moyo district, as Christians in Moyo are asked to be source of encouragement to one another. This urge was made by Right Reverend Bishop Sabino Ochan Odoki of Arua Diocese during the centenary of faith celebration at Logobo Parish on Sunday, 15th of December 2024. Okumu Dominic reports about that.
The celebration marked the 100 years of faith in Logoba, with the church being elevated to a parish status, with a parish priest installed to look after the Christians and develop their faith. Right Reverend Bishop Sabino Chanodoki, the Bishop of Arua Diocese, during the celebration implored the Christians to be a source of encouragement for one another, adding that the presence of the priest at the parish symbolizes the presence of God amidst the Christians, and urged the Christians to seek help and guidance from the priest so as to transform their lives.
Let us not be scared, and let us be source of encouragement to one another. So you Christians of the Lord, today you have the priest who is going to be with you. This will change what you are going to life experiences, isn't it? When you are engaged to talk to the priest, you will be here and see that you are praying in the house for him. All this house will be eaten soon, so that you can stay here as you really want the priest to be in your room. The presence of the priest in your room is the presence of God.
Honorable Dr. Boka Didi George, the Member of Parliament of Bongi constituency, who was the chief guest during the occasion, said the government refers to the church as a partner in development, adding that the church plays pivotal role in shaping the morals of the citizens and also nurtures them through the provision of education and health services, which traditionally is the responsibility of the government to provide to her citizens.
We look at the church as a highly esteemed partner in development. We recognize the contribution of the church, especially the Catholic Church, in three key areas. Area number one is shaping the morality of citizens through religious teachings and evangelization that makes our citizens more and more responsive and responsible. The second aspect is that we recognize and appreciate the contribution of the church is in the role of the church in development, and especially social services. If you look at the history of social services in Uganda, it's the missionaries that introduced the Bible, that introduced the school, and that introduced the health service. These are critical roles that traditionally are supposed to be the role of the state.
Honorable Anyama Williams, the chairman local council of 5 Moyo, said the celebration implied that the Catholic faith has taken to render a helping hand to the parish, which has just been created so as to allow it to develop.
This has been a very wonderful occasion, and that means is a great sign that the Catholic faith has taken roots, very deep tap roots in this community. Besides the celebration, today we are also grateful that the Lord Bishop has elevated Logowa Chapel, the zone center, to a full Catholic parish with a parish priest assigned in the names of Reverend Father Duchi Emmanuel. We are very grateful. This is going to deepen the evangelization in this community. We are very grateful. I want to appeal to the community, the Christian community and non-Christian community, to support the church, because this is a young parish which needs a lot of support.
Reverend Father Emmanuel Richi, the new parish priest of Logoba Catholic Parish, couldn't hide his excitement and praise for unity and collaboration among the Christians so as to build the church.
My humble prayer to God is that He will bring unity and increase our faith, that we work in collaboration together with the vibrant community that I have seen that has welcomed this day, this new parish. We shall together work to build the kingdom of God. This is a 100 years of celebration, but it has come at a time when we should own the church. We should be self-supportive, self-propagating and self-evangelizing, and this is what I've seen on the ground taking place from the event of today. I pray that this should improve and increase more and more. May God fill our hearts with the zeal to build His church.
Dominic Anthony Okumu, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
Now away from that story from Moyo district, now jetting to Greater Alu region, particularly in Nebi municipality, in the picturesque town of Nebi, nestled in northwestern corner of Uganda. A groundbreaking initiative is underway to establish a weather forecast station that will be built by Uganda National Meteorological Authority, as it has embarked on a mission to establish a state-of-the-art weather forecast station posed to revolutionize weather forecasting and climate monitoring in the district. Alfred Jawok reports about that.
In the picturesque town of Nebi, nestled in the northwestern corner of Uganda, a groundbreaking initiative is underway to establish weather forecast station that will be built by Uganda National Meteorological Authority, as it has embarked on a mission to establish a state-of-the-art weather forecast station poised to revolutionize weather forecasting and climate monitoring in the district. The brainchild of Uganda National Meteorological Authority's vision, the weather forecast station is designed to provide accurate and reliable weather forecast, enabling farmers, fishermen and other stakeholders to make informed decisions. During the stakeholders meeting held over the weekend at Nekosok Hall, Nebi, Yofes Ogwang, the Assistant Commissioner Minister of Agriculture, said the weather forecast station will be equipped with cutting-edge technology, including radar systems, satellite imaging, and automated weather observation systems.
The information we get out of this weather station, if it is well managed and given to farmers, they can plan on when to plant. For example, in crop. Here in Nebi we have 2 cropping seasons, not so? They can plant on when to plant their crops so that the crops receive enough rain, and then when they are harvesting when it is what? During dry season, so that they can dry well. It is so that the farmers can plan for their activities, like the planting, like harvesting, like drying, to guide the farmers. And we think these seed weather stations will be put in all these 4 areas which I've talked about in what? In West Nile, to advise farmers on what to do.
The establishment of the weather forecast station is a welcome development for the people of Nebi, who have long suffered from the vagaries of unpredictable weather patterns. The weather forecast will help the farmers to plan their farming activities better and reduce the risk associated with unpredictable weather. However, according to Bataza James, senior meteorologist, Minister of Water and Environment. The weather forecast station will also serve as a hub for climate research and monitoring, providing valuable insights into the region's climate patterns and trends. This information will be crucial in helping policymakers develop strategies to mitigate the impacts of climate change.
More stations, the dense, if you have more dense stations, the more you can be able to model and you come up with a forecast which can be near 100%. But currently our focus is around 80%. This is because we are using science, advanced science of interpolation and modeling, because we have a station in Arua. So we are using Arua as a master station to be able to interpolate and model and get the information, data for NEBI and others, the rest. So by putting these stations now, it will simplify. We shall not be using the interpretation method, because scientifically it's accepted. You have a station, there is a way you interpolate and extrapolate so that you derive information for those areas which don't have stations.
As the weather forecast station will be established, the people of Nebi are eagerly anticipating the benefits it will bring with its cutting-edge technology and commitment to providing accurate and reliable weather forecast. The station is poised to make a significant impact on the region's agricultural sector, economy, and environment. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
Now getting to the world of sports, still the same name and the same face, that's Oraku Benson Pastora. I can confirm to you, match day 8 of Western Regional League in the both zones, that's both Nyagaki zone and Nile zone, came to an end with some of the positive results for some of the teams. Meanwhile, for some of the teams, it never went so well. Meanwhile, Onduparaka recorded the biggest win over the weekend in Bet Power FUFA Big League. But let's go systematically up to what happened over the weekend in English Premier League. As I had said, so many things transpired over the weekend in Western Regional League. Let's start with the results. And on Friday, one game was played between Yumbe Heroes and Tipsa. Both sides were to share the spoils, whereby the game ended 2-2. Meanwhile, total we are 2-1 winners over Okokoro United. This game was played on Saturday. Looking at the other games that we are played on Saturday, Nyangila Super Eagles registered the biggest win, demolishing aside Andrew by 4-0. Meanwhile, for Alpha Rising Stars, they were at the Panduru Stadium, beating of Son Central by 3-0. And for Paida United, they had to play out a barren draw with the team of Parombo Mission. Meanwhile, for Arua Airfield Sports Club, they had an edging narrow win over Okoro Central, beating them by 4-3. And for Coach Urban, they were away to Araka in Yumbe Derby, and they managed to edge out Araka at home by 1-0. Meanwhile, for the Mataku Central, they traveled a long away to Paridi Stadium to take on a Juman Town Council. In the process, they played a 1-1 draw. Meanwhile, for Nile Hippos, they surprised Arua City, beating them by 2-1. And for Padia Rising Stars, also at Omati Stadium, they surprised the world, edging out Pakwati Youngsters by 1-0. Meanwhile, for Kluva Red Bull had to play into a 1-1 draw with Nebi Central, and the game between BK City and Koboko Rising Stars never took place because the home team arrived late. And as I said earlier on in Big League, the team of Onduparaka yesterday did demolish aside Karo Karunzi by 5-1. What about in English Premier League? Yeah, in English Premier League, we had so many shocking results, so many draws, and also surprising results here. On Saturday, looking at the games that were played on Saturday, Arsenal were holding to a barren draw by the team of Toffees. Meanwhile, Liverpool also played a draw, but their draw was with the goals, which ended 2-2. But Andrew Robertson had a red card early in the first half, but still, Liverpool could not afford to lose the game at Anfield in front of the fans. And for Aston Villa, surprisingly, they were beaten by Nottingham Forest by 2-1. Meanwhile, Crystal Palace yesterday managed to thump aside Brighton and Hove Albion by 3-1. And Manchester United scored 2 goals in a space of less than 5 minutes to see that they swept aside their neighbors Manchester City in Manchester Derby by 2-1. And Amadi Diallo was actually the hero for the team of Manchester United. And the last game, which was played yesterday, was between Chelsea and Brentford. Chelsea managed to beat Brentford by 2-1. As on the other side, Chelsea was playing. On the other side, the team of Spurs was also demolishing Southampton by beating them by 5-1. And in the process, they had to sack their manager. And on top is still the team of Liverpool, being followed by the team of Chelsea. Third on the log is the team of Arsenal. The team of Manchester City comes at number 5, at number 4 there. And then Brighton and Hove Albion, Nottingham Forest, it follows up to the last position. And that one brings, before I sign out, there is also another cracker coming tonight between West Ham and the team of Bournemouth. We normally call it Monday Night Football, and this game will be exactly at 11 p.m. Have the best of your time. It is the festive season. You can start counting down the days. Today is already 16th of December. That means we are only left with 9 days to the biggest day in the year. I'm talking about Christmas. Keep on planning and enjoy it responsible. I'm out of the studio. Have the best of your moment.